As a police officer, you're going to have to manage distance and decide when enough is enough. Hi everyone, welcome to today's badge cam lesson here at Active Self-Protection. I'm your host, John Correa.
I'm your co-host, Mike Williver. Today's video comes to us from Houston, Nevada. Henderson, Nevada.
Same place. This is not a paid endorsement, but I am a brand ambassador for Heckler and Koch USA. HK firearms are incredibly reliable, incredibly accurate, great firearms for defensive carry. From the new VP9A1 to the CC9 to the P30 that I have carried every day for the last 8 years, they are incredible firearms for defensive use. You carry a gun just in case. Shouldn't it be an HK just in case? Officers are responding here to a 911 call of a woman who has threatened two people in her home with a knife, and she has told her mom that she's going to make the police shoot her. These Henderson PD officers are responding to that. We have audio. Let's listen in.
Hey, come here, man. Hey, get away. Hey, put the knife down. Put the knife down. Control, we got contact. We got one at gunpoint. She's refusing to put the knife down. Put the knife down. Watch your backdrop, Yuli. Hey, put the knife down now. We're going to be by the playground area. Hey, get away. Put the knife down. Put the knife down now. Yuli, watch your backdrop. Get away.
Back up, man.
Back up. Put the knife down. Hey, watch your backdrop. Yuli, put the knife down. Back up. Put the knife down. We don't want to shoot you. Back up. We don't want to shoot you. Put the knife down now. Put the knife down. Hey, do not take another step and put the knife down. Stop. Put the knife down now. Yuli, back up. Create distance. Yep. Hey, put the knife down now. Stop. Stop. Yuli.
Back the fuck up.
Back up.
Please, ma'am. Hey, we're here to help you. Listen to me.
Back
Listen
up.
to me.
We don't want to shoot you.
Listen to me. We're here to help you, okay?
Put the knife
Understand?
down. Hey,
We're here to help you, okay?
Put the knife down.
Ma'am?
Stop.
Ma'am,
Put the knife
please.
down now.
Sarge, let's back up. Let's get some closer. Let's get some
Put the
cover.
knife down now.
Don't fucking do it.
This is a picture of the knife that she was holding. She was hit by the officer's fire, but she did survive that. This is a couple of years old. The last information that I have was that she was charged with 2 counts of attempted murder and 2 counts of assault with a weapon on a protected person. Though I don't see any conviction stuff, I didn't dig too much into incarceration records or anything. They might have pled this one down or even just gotten her into some kind of a mental health facility. I'm not positive. Hey, my reminder to you, come to the ASP National Conference. I promise you, an incredible weekend of training, incredible instructors there with a conference-style environment, and the after kind of events and those things make it unlike anything you've ever seen. It is all goes to charity. Every penny there goes to the Flint Hills Foster Teen Camps. We've been doing this for a while, and it's a great time.
You've never done anything like it. It's the most rewarding. You get more out of it than you could possibly ever give.
Link in the description. Join us. So Mike, I'm not criticizing these officers for this particular aspect at all. I do want to say though that when you're getting there, and even maybe if you are arriving and you know there's another officer en route, if they're not in your car, or especially if they are, you need to talk about who is on communications here, who is on less lethal, who is on lethal cover. Hey, let's make sure that if we can, we don't compress the time unnecessarily. Let's see what we can do. You know, in our communication, are we going to try to de-escalate or isolate? And then that way you have a plan going in more than just responding to stimulus.
Yeah, agreed. I would say one thing really quick off the top, which is, John mentioned in the opening, this is an old video. I just want to point out to everyone, although people who comment this way probably don't make it this far into the video in the first place, but this is not a news channel, right? We take whatever videos come our way and we derive lessons out of them. To John's point, most agencies, if you're not in law enforcement, you might not know this, most agencies will have a main dispatch channel and you have a secondary channel or a tactical channel, depending on where you are, that you switch to and go car to car and talk to the other officers or deputies who are responding to get all this stuff, to get started on that at least before you even get there. And then when you get there, you can sort of firm it up at the last minute. But, we've seen another suicide attempt by, a woman who wanted to kill herself, running at the police with a knife. And that one, they clearly had not communicated at all. And they had no plan whatsoever. This looks like they talked a little bit, but if you've decided, hey, Officer Jones is going to be contact, Officer Johnson's going to be cover, unless there's some reason why you need to switch the person giving the verbal commands and communicating, don't do it. Just try to keep it at one person unless that person has just lost the game and can't communicate anymore.
Sometimes that'll happen too. You know, they just get lost in the weeds and then it's, hey, I got this. I'm swapping to comms officer. Again, just communicating with each other. And now, you know, you're in this weird spot here, Mike, of like, come this way, but don't come too close. Get away from those people. Come here, get on the ground. Do 3 jumping jacks. Simon says, rub your belly and pat your head. And that's hard to do in the moment because you're responding to what's going on around you. But recognize that, you know, this woman gets a definitive vote in what happens here, Mike. And I hate what goes down here, but I think that at some point with the large kitchen knife, she's already threatened 2 people with it. She's decided, nope, I'm going to push the issue until the issue gets pushed hard enough. And when she does, at some point, the officer has the right to protect himself and his partner.
Yeah, I've said this a bunch of times. I'm sure people are tired of hearing it, but it bears repeating. I feel like that is someone determined to have you end their life. So you're the police officer, the deputy. Someone determined to have you act to end their life will probably push it however far they have to, and that up to and including stabbing you, right, to get you to do what they want you to do. So unfortunately, this is what happens. We had that case in Morocco recently, where, you know, they were able to sort of dance around and disarm that guy, and that was great and admirable and brave. But I don't recommend it as a strategy. I think, yeah, the comms being what they were, I'm not sure why she approached, this officer didn't take a little bit more time to maybe try to back up or maneuver some more. But whatever, you know, the offender closed that gap, closed the distance, and this was the predictable is what happened.
I do think there's a point there that you just made, Mike, that, you know, if I can continue to back up, then maybe that's the right answer. Maybe I get a little bit of more time, man. We don't want to do this. We want to get you help. And if I have the ability to continue to back up, though, of course, we can't see behind the officer's badge cam here. So we can't see where there are other people that he's worried about. Hey, I can't back up any further because there's some more private citizens back here. How does that work? Well, we don't know. And so at some point, she is going to pursue things far enough here in this particular case. And they were told at dispatch that she is willing, you know, she's going to do what she needs to do to make them shoot her. Now, from the female officer's perspective, I do want to note the backstop here. As you know, if I'm a betting man, I'm going to bet this is the mom of our offender here in the background. And you know she's not going away. So, you know, the officer's like, you know, get out of here. And I don't love how she was trying to issue commands to that woman because you know she's not going to listen. So what I think would be wise here is to change your own angle so that your backstop is better, because you can't always assume that other people are going to listen to you and do what you say in these kinds of situations.
Yeah, to that point, you know, John and I talked about this earlier. I don't love, for some reason, the female officer here is screaming obscenities at the mom or whoever that other woman is in the background to get her to move, and then turn sweet as pie, you know, with the suspect for some reason. Was very off-putting. Look, if someone's standing there like that, like John said, let this be your mental rep. We had another case recently where there was a young man in the front yard who would, I believe, just stabbed a family member to death, and there was a family friend out front with him. That you tell that person move a couple times, hey man, get out of here, you know, you're in the way or whatever. If that doesn't work, continuing to yell and scream at them probably is pointless and diverting your attention from the actual person you're there to deal with. So I wouldn't spend a lot of time on that. Unfortunately, this sort of thing, as we've seen on the channel, is common enough that this needs to be a mental rep, unfortunately. If you have a family member or a friend who refuses to leave the area, don't waste a bunch of time with that person. Just keep your focus where it belongs.
Yeah, and you know, if you've watched the channel for any length of time at all, you know that I have great empathy for families who struggle with mental illness, and that I've had significant struggle in my own family with mental illness and more inpatient mental health trips than you can count on 2 hands. And so I have incredible empathy for families that are going through this kind of crisis. I also just want to recognize, really, there's not a whole lot to do here. People are going to say, well, why didn't they send a mental health professional? Listen, I know from experience, okay, from actual firsthand experience with this, that if you call crisis response and the person is being violent or threatening people with a knife, the second the crisis response sees violence, they're going to back out of there and they're going to call police. That's what they're going to do. And of course, the police then have to show up because lives are at risk and they can't get away from it. They're the lowest rung on society's ladder. They cannot pass the buck any further. And so, again, nothing but empathy for this family, and this sucks. And I hope that the criminal justice system maybe sees what's going on here, finds a way to plead this into forced treatment to get better, so we don't have this again, because we don't want this. But at the same time, you got to understand why the officers would act the way that they act. They do have a right to defend their own lives, and they have a responsibility to respect the community. And Mike, when you see the knife that she is ending up attacking people with or threatening them with, I mean, obviously, if as she advances with that, that's absolutely going to put someone in the hospital or in the morgue. So I don't blame them for what they did here.
Yeah, we had a lot of comments on the Morocco video recently where people were like, well, that's how you do it. That's how you get it done. American police are all cowards and they rely on their guns and they don't have any training. Listen, I would invite you to come to a training class where, me or John or someone else is holding like a dummy knife, right? And tell me what you would do. Tell me how you would handle it if I was charging at you with a knife in my hand. How would you disarm me exactly? Attempting a disarm, it takes years and years and years of training to even begin to be able to do that effectively. Like if you have to, if you're unarmed and someone's coming at you with a knife, yeah, do your best. But I don't recommend trying to disarm someone with a knife in their hand for law enforcement or anyone else for that matter. This is a sad case, John. At the end of the day, this is unfortunately what happens when their family member is going through a mental crisis and is armed and is threatening violence, and you call the police. Understand this is one of the possible outcomes. We see it all too often. However, at the end of the day, these officers had the right to defend themselves and protect their own safety and cover their ass.